Imagine a place where the sky melts into turquoise water. This is Kiribati. Here, the horizon stretches endlessly, and the first rays of sunlight touch the earth before almost anywhere else on the planet. It's a world where time seems to slow, and nature's rhythms set the pace of daily life. Kiribati is a nation of 33 coral atolls and reef islands scattered like jewels across the heart of the Pacific Ocean. Its islands are remote, breathtaking, and unlike anywhere else on Earth, each one a unique fragment of paradise, separated by vast stretches of open sea. Life here follows the sun and tides, with air scented by salt and tropical flowers. Villages nestle close to the shore, where children play in the shallows and elders share stories beneath swaying palms. The gentle ocean breeze carries the laughter of families and the songs of birds. Kiribati is a sanctuary of natural beauty, a place where the land and sea exist in delicate balance. But it's living on borrowed time as the forces of nature and climate change threaten its very existence. These islands are low-lying, with the highest point just a few meters above sea level, making them incredibly vulnerable. Even the gentlest rise in ocean levels can have devastating consequences for the people and wildlife who call Kiribati home. Delicate ribbons of land separate the deep ocean from tranquil lagoons, with Kiribati as the world's largest coral atoll. These narrow strips are both a barrier and a bridge, connecting the people to the sea that sustains them. The journey to Kiribati emphasizes its remoteness. Visitors find peace and authenticity, not towering resorts. Here, the sense of isolation is profound, and the connection to nature is immediate and real. Coconut palms line white sand beaches, and vibrant coral gardens teem with life. The reefs are alive with color, sheltering countless species of fish, turtles, and other marine creatures. This paradise is ancient and unspoiled, shaped by centuries of tradition and the wisdom of its people. Yet it faces a modern threat that no island can escape. Over 100,000 people call these islands home, their ancestors having navigated these waters for generations. Their lives are woven into the fabric of the land and sea, and their stories are as enduring as the tides. For the Kiribati, the islands are not just scenery, they are identity, culture, and survival. Every dance, every song, every tradition is a celebration of their connection to this fragile world. The land is a haven for marine life and migratory birds, a testament to the health of the surrounding ocean. Rare species find sanctuary here, and the reefs pulse with the energy of life. But this foundation is slowly being washed away. Each year the sea claims a little more, eroding the beaches and threatening homes, traditions, and livelihoods. The allure of Kiribati lies in its unspoiled nature, but its fragility is now its greatest challenge. The world is watching, but for the people here, the struggle is personal and urgent. To lose these islands would be to lose a unique world, a place where culture, nature, and history are inseparable. And that loss is no longer a distant possibility. It's happening now as the tides rise and the future of Kiribati hangs in the balance. The true treasure of Kiribati is its people. The Kiribati, renowned for their warmth, generosity, and deep sense of hospitality. Visitors are often welcomed with open arms, and the spirit of togetherness is felt in every village and home. Community is everything here. Life revolves around the Maniaba, a traditional meeting house that stands at the heart of every village. The Maniaba is more than just a building. It's the center of social, political, and spiritual life, where important decisions are made and stories are shared. Traditions are lovingly passed down from elders to children, binding generations together and ensuring that the wisdom of the past lives on in the present. Storytelling, song, and hands-on teaching keep the culture vibrant and alive. The culture is deeply tied to the ocean and land. Ancient knowledge of navigation, sustainable fishing, and respect for nature are woven into daily life. The sea is both a provider and a teacher, shaping the rhythms of work and celebration. The coconut tree is central to Kiribati life, with a dozen words describing its many uses. From food and drink to shelter and crafts, every part of the tree is valued, reflecting a culture of resourcefulness and respect for the environment. For the Kiribati, land is not a commodity, it's an ancestor, a living connection to their heritage and the keeper of their history. Rituals and daily practices honor this bond, reinforcing a sense of belonging and stewardship. The thought of leaving their homeland is a threat to their very identity. The land and sea are woven into their sense of self. and the possibility of losing them is deeply painful. Yet, despite immense challenges, rising seas, changing climate and uncertainty, their traditions and community bonds remain strong. The Kiribati face adversity with unity, hope and determination. They sing, dance and teach the old ways, celebrating their heritage and showing resilience and pride in who they are. These cultural expressions are acts of resistance and hope. Their fight is not just for survival, but for the preservation of a way of life that enriches the world. A living culture that continues to inspire, connect and endure. Kiribati faces an existential threat: climate change. This remote island nation, scattered across the vast Pacific, is on the front lines of a crisis it did not create. The people of Kiribati have lived in harmony with the ocean for generations, but now that very ocean threatens their future. Rising greenhouse gases have warmed the planet, melting ice sheets at the poles and causing ocean water to expand. These changes are not just scientific facts. They are lived realities for Kiribati's people, who watch the tides creep higher each year. Sea levels are rising, and for Kiribati, where the highest ground is barely 2 meters above the waves, this is a crisis unfolding in real time. The land that sustains families and traditions is disappearing. Even a 1-meter rise could submerge most of the nation. Homes, schools and entire communities will be lost to the sea, leaving thousands with nowhere to go. This is not a distant problem. 2 islets have already vanished beneath the waves. The evidence is visible, undeniable, and deeply personal for those who have lost ancestral land. Kiribati has contributed almost nothing to global emissions, yet pays the highest price. The children playing on the shore today may not have a home tomorrow, despite their country's innocence in causing this crisis. The injustice is stark. Those who did least to cause the crisis suffer most. While industrialized nations debate solutions, Kiribati's families are already living with the consequences. Rising seas and extreme weather are already disrupting daily life. Markets flood, homes are damaged, and the struggle to adapt grows harder with each passing season. Storm surges and king tides now wash over the islands several times a year, eroding coastlines and flooding homes. Roads become rivers, and the line between land and sea blurs. The fight against the ocean is now a daily struggle. Residents work tirelessly to build seawalls and place sandbags, hoping to hold back the inevitable for just a little longer. For Kiribati, the threat is real and relentless. Every wave that crashes ashore is a reminder of what's at stake: a nation's survival, a people's heritage, and the urgent need for global action. Rising seas are devastating homes and livelihoods in Kiribati. Each king tide pushes waves further inland, eroding land and forcing families to abandon ancestral homes. Overcrowding strains resources as people move to higher ground. Saltwater intrusion contaminates freshwater lenses, making wells brackish and crops fail. Food security is threatened, increasing reliance on costly imports. South Tarawa, the crowded capital, is especially vulnerable. Floods damage infrastructure and spread disease. The psychological toll is heavy. Uncertainty grows with every tide. Fishermen struggle as changing seas affect fish stocks. Life is now a cycle of preparation, impact and recovery. The encroaching sea is altering every aspect of existence. Despite overwhelming odds, the Kiribati people fight for their homeland with courage and ingenuity. Communities build seawalls from coral rocks and sandbags, working together to hold back the waves. Storms often destroy these barriers, but they rebuild, adapting and innovating. Mangrove planting projects use nature's defenses to absorb wave energy and combat erosion. This approach blends traditional knowledge with modern challenges. Sometimes retreat is the only option. Entire villages have relocated inland, leaving behind generations of history. These moves are painful but necessary for survival. The people's resilience is a testament to their determination. They refuse to give up on their islands. Every adaptation is a fight to stay connected to their land. Their struggle is both practical and deeply emotional. The government of Kiribati faces a painful reality. One day the islands may be uninhabitable. Their strategy, migration with dignity, prepares citizens for skilled work abroad, not as refugees, but as valued contributors. Education and training in fields like nursing and mechanics give Kiribati options for the future. In 2014, the government bought land in Fiji, primarily for food security, but also as a last resort refuge. Leaving home is a last resort, not a choice. The policy is about planning for every possibility while holding on to culture and dignity. It's a testament to leadership and foresight. The world must recognize and support their efforts. Kiribati's plight exposes global inequality. Those least responsible for climate change suffer most. Industrialized nations' emissions have driven the crisis, yet support for vulnerable countries remains inadequate. Climate refugees lack legal protection, adding insecurity to loss. The Alliance of Small Island States, including Kiribati, calls for urgent action to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, a lifeline, not a target. Global commitments still fall short. This is not just Kiribati's problem, it's humanity's. Supporting Kiribati means cutting emissions, funding adaptation, and creating legal migration pathways. The time for empty promises is over. The world must act decisively now. The fate of Kiribati is a test of our collective conscience. If Kiribati is lost, the world loses more than islands. We lose a vibrant culture and unique knowledge. Songs, dances, and ancient navigation could vanish forever. The Kiribati identity is rooted in their land. Losing it severs spiritual and cultural ties. The trauma of displacement cannot be measured or repaired. Nature too would suffer. Unique species like the bokikokiko and vital coral reefs would disappear. Kiribati Island is a sanctuary for seabirds. Its loss would be global. The story of Kiribati is one of irreplaceable loss. Climate change is not just statistics. It's about real people and living creatures. Saving Kiribati means preserving the richness of our planet. The fight is for future generations to experience its beauty. To fail is to let parts of our world and our humanity disappear. The stakes could not be higher. Kiribati's story is a warning for all humanity. Rising seas threaten not just these islands but coastal cities worldwide. Kiribati is the canary in the coal mine. What happens here could happen everywhere. Their struggle mirrors the challenges all coastal communities may soon face. We must see the Kiribati as neighbors on a shared planet. Supporting them means demanding bold climate action and a rapid shift to renewables. Responsible tourism and advocacy can help. Let Kiribati's story inspire change. Saving this nation is about justice, compassion, and protecting our planet's diversity. We must not let this paradise and our shared future be washed away.